What was your take on LSU? What is your take on LSU's defense?
They're really good defense. Probably the best we've faced at this point. You try to find a weak link, and there's nearly not one. They're good up front. They're really good at linebacker, and they're really good in the secondary. So it's a big challenge for us. Like I said, but we've had a week off to kind of get some guys that have been hurt, banged up, kind of get them back, feeling a little bit better, and expect us to show out on Saturday night.
I have a question for you about the last week. Just what it's been like. You got some recruiting in, scrimmaging the young guys. Can you just kind of sum up everything that you saw from the week?
Yeah, like I said, I thought Coach Morris, put together a really good plan for us to try to get our work in, but also get some guys some time off and rest because it was much needed. Playing that many weeks in a row in this league is tough, so that was a much needed week to get our guys better from a health standpoint, but also it was really good to get some young guys in there and get some work in after practice. We went, full pads and hooked it up in a scrimmage pretty much every day, and it was really good to get those guys out there, get them back in the flow of the offense. For the most part, a lot of those guys are on scout teams, so they're away from the offense during the week, and it was really good to get them back in the flow of things and our concepts and our schemes and get them back going. But those guys really worked hard, got a lot of individual work as well. Got some one-on-one time with the young quarterbacks and everybody else. Their position group got some one-on-one time to really slow down and teach and get better. Obviously, I got on the road last week, late last week, and got to do some recruiting. Got to get out and see a high school game locally, and it was good to get out and do some of that. But again, it was a good week for us to get back healthy and get back to where we need to be to finish out these last 3 weeks.
As far as the younger players, anybody stand out to you in the scrimmage with the red shirts and young reserves?
Yeah, I thought, last night, I think it was the first play of the scrimmage, we were able to, Conor made a good read on an RPO and was able to find Cortland Jackson for a big play there to start the scrimmage last night. So it was good to see that. It was good to see guys like Noah Gatlin and Ryan Winkle and those guys, Silas, getting back in there and getting some reps. And I thought those guys did a really nice job in the run game, creating some things and some holes that we had a couple of walk-on running backs that were able to find some creases in there. So I was really proud of the development of the young guys from last week.
The sense that you get from fans of what the importance of the LSU game, because they used to be the Thanksgiving weekend game, now they're not, but I think fans see them as a big rival. Just your sense you get from that. And guys who maybe played a couple of games like Conor, do you intentionally try to get them in these last 3 but save the red shirt? How do you play that?
Yeah, I think, from this game standpoint, it's a trophy game for us, something that we're, really looking forward to, something that we've really challenged our guys. Let's get that trophy and one more down the road in a couple of weeks back in our locker room. It's a big deal for us. I know it is probably for our fans as well. I remember, when I was growing up, like you said, I remember watching Arkansas LSU on Thanksgiving Day or weekend or the day after Thanksgiving. And so, it's a big deal. It's the next opponent. For us, it's the next opponent. They're a top, whatever team. They're ranked really high. I know last week, going into last week, they're number 3. So, it's going to be a good challenge for us, and it's something that we really want to take a lot of pride in. And they had a heartbreaker last week, and one they felt like they could win. And so I'm sure they'll be juiced up and ready to go when they come in here on Saturday. With Conor, just kind of see how the game goes. We'd like to get him in there if we can. But also, like you said, we're going to be very cognizant of his red shirt and not want to just burn it for one or two plays. So I know he's got a couple games left, and we'll just kind of play that by ear and see how it goes.
You try to get a few reps for Jones, too, at quarterback?
Absolutely, yeah, because you can get John Steven in there. He's got a couple other games, like I said with Conor, to still go ahead and get his red shirt so we can see what he's going to do when live bullets start flying. So we'd love to be able to be in a situation to do that for sure.
And you don't have a whole lot of seniors on offense, but you got 3 linemen who are starting. Jay Red's obviously been hurt some, and Patton's been hurt. But kind of what's been your take on the seniors, and what are your feelings about senior night?
It's an incredible night for any senior to be able to, at some point, if they haven't already graduated, but they're going to graduate, to go ahead and get that, their degree from a college. I mean, from a university like the University of Arkansas is a big deal, but also to go ahead and finish out their senior night at home, at night inside a packed house. That's what it's all about. So. I've been really, really pleased with the seniors that we have on our side. Yelda, Johnny, and B-Wall up front, being some guys that are just leaders, and really, especially like Yelda and Johnny being very more vocal than anybody else up front. You're really getting those guys going. And then, like you talked about with Jay Red, I mean, he's just been a great leader since we've been here. A great guy for his room, this receiver room. And he's been nothing but great to us, and he's been there since day one and trying to help us get our culture established and try to help us get going. And we also have a couple other guys like Jeremy Patton, who's hurt, but that are going to finish out their senior night here in front of the home fans. So we're very excited for those guys and can't thank those guys enough for what they've done to this point, and then to help us finish this thing out with 3 games left. They can really leave their legacy in something that they built here at the University of Arkansas under the Chad Morris era.
We asked Chad and Chief about this. What'd you do on Saturday?
Well, I was challenged by my wife to really spend the day with the family, spending it as a family of 3. My wife, Abby, she's expecting any day now. We think it may be Thursday that we have our baby boy, Kane. So I'm trying to spend some time with my wife and Charlie, and just as a family of 3, and just really enjoying that time. And took Charlie shopping and tried to spoil her a little bit more before the baby gets here. And so we bought her some winter clothes and stuff like that. But really just spent some time with them. We obviously watch football. That's one of Charlie's favorite things to do with Dad, is watch football, believe it or not. And so we kind of spent some time watching some games later on in the afternoon after we got back from all that. But it was a really good afternoon, really fun. Actually grilled out some steaks as well. So it was a good chance to get away and spend some time with the family.
Joe asked Chief the same question. Coach Moore said he went hunting and he didn't put any bullets in the gun. Have you ever done that?
I hadn't put any bullets in a gun. I've gone bow hunting. I mean, I guess it didn't take any. I took some arrows though, but no, haven't gone. Deer hunting without bullets, unless I was just out scouting or something like that. So definitely, if I go, I'm trying to load up and shoot one if I can.
What did you say your wife should do on Thursday?
I think it's any day now. I think by Thursday we'll probably induce and do that whole deal on Thursday.
So what's it like preparing for a big game like LSU and having your wife expecting, any? I mean,
getting it done early in the week.
How do you balance that? What's that like?
Yeah, well, when we had Charlie, it was she actually came on Tuesday morning before our last game a couple years ago, and that was tougher because, one, we weren't coming off of a bye week, and 2, that's the beginning of the week. That's really when your game planning, your heaviest part of your game planning goes in. So right now, I mean, we've had all week last week. Spent some time this morning really going back through everything we did last week, and really want everything in, if we can, by Tuesday. We try to get everything finalized on Wednesday, but we're kind of ahead of the game right now that we can get most everything in today and tomorrow and kind of be done. So I'm really striving to get everything in before that may happen. Now he may come earlier than that. That's kind of what happened with Charlie, but I'm hoping that at least it'll be till Thursday we can get everything done before then.
God, I forgot my question. Oh no, Yelta. what's he meant to you as just as a leader on this team, and being a guy from Denmark? Have you picked up anything about his culture or anything from him?
He's solid. I mean, he is a solid leader. He's fun to hang out with, be around. Go to him at practice and talk with him, and he's just a good guy to be around. He's kind of funny. He's got a sense of humor about him. I think he's a guy that a lot of other guys want to flock to. He's that kind of leader. I think if anything, from learning his culture, or just maybe not his culture, but just who he is, I mean, he's a tough kid. I mean, there's been several times this year we were worried about him not being able to get up after getting rolled up on or whatever it may be, and I remember several times sitting next to Coach Fry and him saying, "Get up, Yoda, get up," and he got up, and so he's just tough. He's been banged up. He's been bruised and all those things, and he's really done a good job of just pushing through. So he's a tough guy, and that's the kind of mentality we want our whole team to gravitate towards, because it's football. You're going to get hurt. You're going to have some bumps and some bruises, and it's all about pushing through it. And you do that for your teammate. You do that for the guy next to you, and there's no doubt in my mind that's why Yelda does it, is because he wants to be there for his team, be there for his brothers, and make sure he's trying to help us give the best chance we can to win. But he's a phenomenal kid. He's going to be whatever he chooses to do in life, he's going to be successful. There's no doubt in my mind that he has the capabilities of doing whatever it is he puts his mind to, because that's the kind of hard worker he is, leader that he is, and people want to gravitate to him. All right, thanks, guys.